But I feel that now we are putting our foot into an old trap. And the trap is that we sit here and watch you perform. We are perfectly sure, we know it, we've seen you do it 100 times. We know that in half an hour, you can totally break out of all psychological attachments.
Yes, sir.
And probably physical and spiritual and everything else. Unfortunately, sir, I don't know, maybe I'm odd man out. If so, I may sense a certain hostility on the part of some members of the audience who may feel that I'm throwing a spanner in the works. They want to watch you break out into on cloud 9. If so, I don't want to interfere with them. I'm happy to leave.
Avanti, sir. Go on, sir.
My position...
Sir, I'm listening to you. If they are antagonists, let them be.
That's right. They can say go and I'll leave immediately.
Come on, sir.
So, sir, as I see it, it's like this. 10 minutes ago, after having spent 50 minutes, you came to a point where you felt that we were all just pussyfooting around with the thing, talking theoretically, not really having the least bit of gumption to get into this thing. All we wanted to do was theorize and watch you do the trick. Then, in despair perhaps, you seemed to have washed your hands of the whole thing, resigned yourself to the fact that we were a lot of useless nincompoops, and decided to have a dialogue with yourself, which is what you have been doing for a long time. If so, it seems to me that it can only harm me, because watching you have a dialogue with yourself is very entertaining, maybe a bit instructive. I've seen you do it a lot of times. But it's not going to get me anywhere.
No, sir. Okay.
Since it seems as though this is the only choice, either we've got to have the gumption to have a proper guts, a real dialogue with you, which means we've got to care about this thing, which means we have to stop saying how much benefit we're getting and please go along and carry on and nobody should interrupt and so forth. I mean, even when our friend Christian interrupted and said that he feels that most people here look on you as an enlightened person. You didn't want to go into all that, but it's perfectly true. We do look on you as an enlightened person. Unfortunately, the fact that we do so means that we can't listen to you at all.
That's all.
And I don't think we are listening to you.
Yes, sir, I know this.
So now just tell me what I should do, put me out of my problem. Because to carry on sitting here, I feel I just have to listen while you do your act. It's a marvelous act. I want to be in that chair. I don't want to listen to you do it. I know you can.
Sir, I made it perfectly clear. All normal talks that please there is no authority. Don't say what other is enlightened and all the rest of that business. I said, look at yourself, right, sir? Be serious, be committed, put your whole mind into it, right?
Quite right, sir.
I have been saying this at every meeting.
I don't blame you at all, sir.
I have been saying there is no authority. I have been saying, please, the speaker is not at all important. You are important as a human being. Let's talk about that. But apparently, we don't do that. So what shall we do?
I don't know.
I do know.
You do know. What is it, sir? Give me any answer other than having a dialogue with yourself.
No. I don't want to have a dialogue with myself. I can in my room or on my walks or with some few people, I can have that dialogue. That's not what is kind of dialogue one wants. What is important, what is necessary, that you, all of you, put your mind, your heart into this. Not say you are enlightened, we'll listen to you, wipe all that out. Right, sir?
Quite right, sir.
But what am I to
one
do?
thing.
So look at it. I keep on, the speaker keeps on insisting on this every day of his life. Don't follow, don't imitate, don't conform, think it out, observe. But our whole conditioning is the other, right? Is it a question of too many people? Sir, there are not too many people. If you really want to find out for yourself, then your whole attention is drawn and you are examining.
Because somebody must be in charge. We believe that, and so it stops us from really listening.
I'm not the chairman. I'm not taking charge of each one of an audience. I say, please, let's work together. I say, let's think together. Platform, sitting for the speaker on a platform has no meaning because it's only for convenience. Forget all that. Let's think together. But you won't even do that. What am I to do?
I experience that you do it. I experience that you're doing it again. You're expressing your frustration. You're expressing perhaps your disappointment about the audiences as it's been for years and years and years. I think the same thing will probably happen tomorrow and the day after. I'll be finished quickly. I've been waiting to meet you or to experience you in person for quite a while. I read a book written by Ron Landau about his meeting with you maybe 30 or 40 years ago. The same frustration, the same anxiety, the same disappointment you expressed to him then, you're expressing now. What I experienced in the book was a man of real love, of real humanitarian concern. What I experience on stage now is an older man who makes side comments, who's frustrated, who says, what's going on? I think that we can continue, but it's not going to change. There has to be a different format. The question has to become more pertinent, more vital.
But you say person should become more vital, more personal, more intense. I'll do it.
Why don't you stop speaking?
Why don't you stop?
Why don't you stop speaking and leave us to it?
Delight. Why don't you, wait a minute. Why don't you stop speaking and leave us in the tent? Is that what you want?
To make the people awake, yes.
Yes.
And then you make them awake.
How they were both a kind of, well, psychological was a more important process in that. So the first point that I thought was important was that everybody had to realize that they had these psychological incapabilities. But how many people really realize or even looked at their psychological shortcomings? How many people examine exactly what that all involves? But that is the point.
I would clap too, but I don't understand.
Acknowledge the fact that they are psychological.
How many people are willing to acknowledge they are psychological cripples? You can't. Unless I say I'm blind, please help me, then I can do something. But if I say, no, I'm sorry, I see quite clearly, there is no point.
And I felt at that time I was in touch with all my own psychological hate and everything. And they were saying, well, the question regarding it following is what to do, how to get out of it. I'm still asking that question.
And I'll point it out to you and you have to do it yourself, is that right? Huh? Will you listen then? And do it. Huh?
How do you know?
What? What?
Said it won't.
What am I to do? No, please, this is a serious question. You won't even have the courtesy to listen, to find out what the man is saying, and then see if it applies to you. If it applies to you, then say, let me put my energy, my guts, my whole heart into it to be free of it. You don't do that. What am I to do? If you do it, so much better. Huh? Huh?
Non può farlo quello che lei dice.
I can't do what you're saying.
Can we ask why the people who cannot do that and who keep on coming here year after year, they come here to say they cannot do it, but why can't they do it? Can they tell us why they can't do it?
I'll go in, sir. It'll become another dialogue with myself. Will you listen why you cannot go into it yourself? Go into the cause of it. Break the cause and move out of that. If it is pointed out, will you do it?
It won't work.
Oh, I don't know, but will you do it? I want to be a good carpenter. And I go to the man who knows, who is an expert master carpenter. Or I learn from the scientist. Because I want to be a scientist. I want to learn. I want to have a clear mind. But apparently you don't. Or you go halfway and stop. Will suffering help you? Will somebody telling you, hitting you on the head? Offering you a reward of heaven if you do this, this, this? So one says to oneself, perhaps somebody amongst you will catch this. Right? Like grain thrown out, it might fall on the rocks, on a fertile field, or just die by itself.